The screen illuminates the dark beside my heavy bed. I'm staring at the highly calculated words you said. You typed out the apology I waited for all spring, but looking at the letters doesn't change a single thing. The architecture of my heart was violently brought down while you were busy driving on the other side of town. You think a heavy paragraph can easily erase the terrifying emptiness of my completely shattered space. But it is entirely, devastatingly too late. For sorry, you cannot rewrite the heavy ending of the story. You handed me the matches and you watched the timber burn, and now there isn't any heavy bridge for your return. The glass is completely shattered, the silver is all cracked. You cannot use an empty word to bring the heartbeat back. I'm standing in the wreckage of the heavy tears I wept, and your sorry is a promise that you never ever kept. Hardwood floor, begging for a reason why you walked right out the door. I needed your apology to stop the heavy bleed, to act as a tourniquet for my completely desperate need. But you were completely silent, an absolute cold stone, leaving me to navigate the freezing dark alone. Now I finally built a callus right across the break, and your sudden heavy guilt is just a selfish, cheap mistake. You can buy a dozen roses, you can dial the heavy phone, you can try to use a beautifully melancholy tone, but an apology is poison when it's strictly born from guilt, and it cannot resurrect the heavy monument we built. But it is entirely, devastatingly too late. For sorry, you cannot rewrite the heavy ending of the story. You handed me the matches and you watched the timber burn, and now there isn't any heavy bridge for your return. The glass is completely shattered, the silver is all cracked. You cannot use an empty word to bring the heartbeat back. I'm standing in the wreckage of the heavy tears I wept, and your sorry is a promise that you never ever kept. Too late for sorry, the time ran out. I lock the glowing screen, the phone goes completely black. You missed your chance letting go. Silence. heavy wooden body is resting in the shade, catching all the quiet of the promises we made. I trace the dusty lacquer like a heavy, silent ghost, looking at the instrument that used to hurt the most. He used to pluck the copper, he used to pull the steel, translating all the terrifying things I used to feel. But you laid it in the corner, and you walked right out the door, and took the heavy resonance that lived inside the floor. Now there's a heavy silence on the strings tonight, a beautifully engineered and devastating fright. The tension is so tight that it is ready just to snap, but I am completely frozen in this heavy, quiet trap. I can see the silver shining, I can feel the heavy wood, waiting for the melody, exactly where we stood. But the vibration is completely dead, the harmony has flown, and the silence on the strings is the loudest sound I've known. I remember how the overtones would fill the empty air, a brilliant heavy frequency weaving through my hair. We built a sanctuary in the center of the chord, a localized religion that we utterly adored. But a guitar is just a hollow box when no one is around to translate all the suffering into a heavy sound. I press my heavy fingers down to try and make it bleed, but I cannot manufacture the exactness of the need. You can tighten up the pegs and you can polish up the fret, you can calculate the heavy price of every single bed, but an instrument is paralyzed without a heavy hand, and the silence is a language that I finally understand. And now there's a heavy silence on the strings tonight, a beautifully engineered and devastating fright. The tension is so tight that it is ready just to snap, but I am completely frozen in this heavy, quiet trap. I can see the silver shining, I can feel the heavy wood, waiting for the melody, exactly where we stood. But the vibration is completely dead, the harmony has flown, and the silence on the strings is the loudest sound I've known. Silence on the strings, no more resonance. The heavy wood is cold, the copper turns to rust. Don't touch the silver, let the quiet win. Silence. I pull the wooden bench out and I stare at the design. looking at the black and white, right at the boundary line. I came here for a sanctuary, came here for a release, hoping that the instrument could manufacture peace. But the gravity inside the room is pulling at my skin, a terrifying atmosphere where the shadows settle in. I try to lift my fingers to begin the opening chord, but my wrists are completely anchored to the heavy wooden board. And I've got heavy hands, and these are heavy keys, drowning in the weight of all the broken memories. I'm trying to find the tempo, I'm trying to find the spark, but I am paralyzed completely in the middle of the dark. It takes 1,000 pounds of pressure just to play a single note, a highly concentrated sorrow rising up inside my throat. You left me with a masterpiece I physically can't play, just heavy hands and heavy keys, watching the music fade away. I try to play a bright progression in the key of D, to force a brilliant sunrise over you and over me. But the ivory feels like iron, the ebony like stone, a monumental architecture I am navigating alone. I remember when my fingers used to fly across the wood, when the rhythm of the two of us was perfectly understood. Now every single movement is an agonizing chore, because the music doesn't recognize my spirit anymore. You can calibrate the action, you can lubricate the pin, you can try to ease the friction of the space I'm living in, but when the weight of the disaster completely crushes your soul, no amount of engineering gives you back the control. And I've got heavy hands, and these are heavy keys, drowning in the weight of all the broken memories. I'm trying to find the tempo, I'm trying to find the spark, but I am paralyzed completely in the middle of the dark. It takes 1,000 pounds of pressure just to play a single note, a highly concentrated sorrow rising up inside my throat. You left me with a masterpiece I physically can't play, just heavy hands and heavy keys, watching the music fade away. Heavy hands, I can't lift the weight. My fingers drop down, a single flat chord rings out. The tension is too much, I close my eyes. Silence. Silence. I step up to the microphone, the studio is cold. I hear the piano intro playing, the story getting old. I close my eyes and wait for you to take the second line, the one where your voice beautifully wraps right around mine. But the heavy track just continues and the empty beat just drops. And right there in the middle, my heavy breathing stops. I'm standing in the vocal booth, completely terrified, staring at the empty space right by my side. 'Cause it's a melody without you, a hollow, empty sound, a beautiful progression crashing down into the ground. I'm singing to the shadows, I'm harmonizing with the air, a heavy broken solo proving you are never there. The pitch is perfectly accurate, the rhythm is exact, but a melody without you is an agonizing act. There is no magic in the music, try to hit the high note that you used to always love, reaching for the heavy golden atmosphere above. But my voice completely cracks and the tears begin to fall, bouncing off the acoustic padding on the heavy studio wall. You were the underlying bassline, the anchor to my soul, and singing this without you takes a devastating toll. The lyrics are completely meaningless, the chorus is a lie, just a beautifully engineered, heavily produced goodbye. They say the show must go on, the music has to play, that eventually the heavy hurt will sing itself away. But they don't understand the silence underneath the track, the terrifying quiet of a love that won't come back. 'Cause it's a melody without you, a hollow, empty sound, beautiful progression crashing down into the ground. I'm singing to the shadows, I'm harmonizing with the air, a heavy broken solo proving you are never there. The pitch is perfectly accurate, the rhythm is exact, but a melody without you is an agonizing act. There is no magic in the music, there is no happy spark, just a girl singing a love song, alone in the dark. A melody without you. Singing to myself. Take the headphones off, the track is fading out, just an empty room, no one listening, silence. I pull the wooden bench out, but I only take up half, tracing the invisible echo of your heavy, sudden laugh. The grand lid is wide open, exposing all the strings. A complicated instrument of beautifully broken things. I place my trembling fingers on the ivory and the black, waiting for the rhythm of your heartbeat to come back. But the living room is quiet, the acoustics are too clear, and the silence is the only kind of music I can hear. And I'm haunted by the notes left unplayed, suspended in the air, the beautiful crescendos of a life we didn't share. We wrote the perfect intro, we found the perfect key, but you closed the heavy cover on the song of you and me. There's a masterpiece inside me that is dying in the dark, a heavy, breathless symphony that lost its vital spark. I'm sitting at the keyboard, watching all the music fade, crying for the tragedy of notes left unplayed. I look at the sheet music with the margins drawn in red, the promises we penciled and the things we almost said. We were building up the tempo, we were leaning in so close, but you suddenly got terrified of what the music knows. Now my left hand is just playing a heavy, lonely bass, a solitary rhythm in a cold and empty space. I don't know how to finish what the two of us began, when I'm missing the completely vital touch of your right hand. You can tune the heavy copper, you can polish up the wood, you can play the major chords exactly like you should, but a melody is hollow and the harmony is weak when the person you are playing for refuses just to speak. And I'm haunted by the notes left unplayed, suspended in the air, the beautiful crescendos of a life we didn't share. We wrote the perfect intro, we found the perfect key, but you closed the heavy cover on the song of you and me. There's a masterpiece inside me that is dying in the dark, a heavy, breathless symphony that lost its vital spark. I'm sitting at the keyboard, watching all the music fade, crying for the tragedy of notes left unplayed. I lift my hands, the room is still, close the heavy lid, walk away, silence. The heavy stage is empty and the spotlight's burning out. We finally reached the ending of the things we cried about. The sheet music is scattered right across the hardwood floor. A beautifully written tragedy we cannot play no more. I watched your hands move slowly on the heavy ivory keys, a highly orchestrated exit designed to make me freeze. You didn't leave a bridge for us, you didn't leave a hook, just the devastating closing of a beautifully written book. And I'm standing in the echo of the heavy final chord, watching all the beautiful illusions we ignored. It's ringing in the rafters, it's vibrating in the wood, a highly concentrated damage, exactly where we stood. There isn't any encore, the curtain's coming down, the heavy, heavy silence is suffocating half the town. I'm a girl trapped in the overtones, begging for a sign, but the final chord is fading on the bottom of the line. I reach out for the resonance, I try to catch the sound before the heavy frequency is buried in the ground. But the physics are completely cruel, the vibration has to stop, and I'm standing at the bottom of a terrifying drop. You pressed the heavy pedals down to make the sorrow last, a beautifully sustained reminder of the heavy, heavy past. Now the air is getting thinner, and the venue is so cold, and the story of our symphony has finally been told. They say that every masterpiece requires a conclusion to finally shatter the absolute beautiful illusion. But I would play the heavy dissonance until my fingers bled, just to keep the music breathing and the silence out my head. And I'm standing in the echo of the heavy final chord, watching all the beautiful illusions we ignored. It's ringing in the rafters, it's vibrating in the wood, a highly concentrated damage, exactly where we stood. There isn't any encore, the curtain's coming down, the heavy, heavy silence is suffocating half the town. I'm a girl trapped in the overtones, begging for a sign, but the final chord is fading on the bottom of the line. The frequency dies, the strings go completely still. Turn off the stage lights, it's over. Silence. I hear your heavy footsteps walking slowly down the hall, a highly calculated rhythm echoing against the wall. The metronome is ticking in the center of my chest, a violently erratic beat that never gets to rest. You are moving so deliberately, measuring the space, leaving not a single fraction of a heavy, rushed embrace. I'm begging for a sudden pause, a hesitation in the line, but you are perfectly on schedule, leaving me behind. And I'm drowning in the heavy tempo of your leaving, listening to the steady rhythm of my own deceiving. It isn't an accelerando, it isn't a sudden run. It's a beautifully orchestrated setting of the sun. You take a step, a heavy beat, a devastating sound, pulling all the architecture slowly to the ground. I'm a girl trapped in the measure, watching the music bleed, completely paralyzed by your terrifying speed. I remember when the time signature was written in a rush, a heavy, brilliant symphony, a complicated crush. We used to race exactly perfectly, 100 miles an hour, consuming every single second of the heavy golden power. But now you've dropped the BPM, melody is cold. You were stretching out the ending so the story can be told. I try to grab your heavy hand, I try to change the pace, but you are keeping perfect time right to the empty space. You can try to rewrite the percussion, you can try to shift the gear, you can try to use a heavy chord to cover up the fear, but you cannot change the tempo of a heart that wants to go. And the absolute most painful goodbye is the one that happens slow. And I'm drowning in the heavy tempo of your leaving, listening to the steady rhythm of my own deceiving. It isn't an accelerando, it isn't a sudden run. It's a beautifully orchestrated setting of the sun. You take a step, a heavy beat, a devastating sound, pulling all the architecture slowly to the ground. I'm a girl trapped in the measure, watching the music bleed, completely paralyzed by your terrifying speed. Tempo of leaving, tempo of leaving, tempo. Counting the steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. The front door clicks, the ticking stops. Silence, gone. Heavy drops are hitting on the freezing window pane, a microscopic symphony of devastating rain. I'm sitting in the shadows, watching water blur the street, listening to the quiet where we finally lost the beat. You used to be the shelter when the heavy storm would start, a localized umbrella for the shivering of my heart. But now the sky is broken and the temperature has dropped, and the steady heavy drumming of the water hasn't stopped. And I'm drowning in the rhythm of the heavy, heavy rain, violently repeating a loop of paralyzing pain. It's tapping on the roof like your footsteps walking out, washing every promise in a terrifying doubt. I try to close the heavy glass to lock the weather out, but the water always finds a way to circulate the doubt. I'm trapped inside the downpour, freezing in the grave, listening to the rhythm of the rain wash you away. I remember how we used to love the heavy afternoon, when the storm would sing a beautifully melancholy tune. We'd lay completely still and let the thunder shake the wood, holding on to everything exactly where we stood. But the atmosphere has shifted and the pressure is too low, a highly calculated weather system designed just to go. Now the rain is just a heavy clock ticking on the glass, reminding me of how you left me freezing in the grass. You can build a heavy roof and you can lock the heavy door. You can try to place a bucket on the freezing hardwood floor, but you cannot stop the weather when it's falling from the sky. And the rhythm of the rain is just the sound of a goodbye. And I'm drowning in the rhythm of the heavy, heavy rain, violently repeating a loop of paralyzing pain. It's tapping on the roof like your footsteps walking out, washing every promise in a terrifying doubt. I try to close the heavy glass to lock the weather out, but the water always finds a way to circulate the doubt. I'm trapped inside the downpour, freezing in the grave, listening to the rhythm of the rain wash you away. The rhythm of the rain, the thunder rolls away, the heavy drops slow down, just the freezing wet washed away. Silence. I pull the wooden cover back and let the moonlight in, staring at the black and white where everything begins. My hands are shaking, heavily hovering right above the board, terrified of what will happen when I strike the heavy chord. I know exactly where to press to bring you back to life, to orchestrate the memory and twist the heavy knife. But the silence in the living room is suffocating So I drop my heavy fingers on the absolute first key, and I'm playing on the keys of sorrow, unlocking all the pain. A slow and heavy tempo dripping down just like the rain. Every single ivory note is a door I shouldn't pass. Every single minor chord is a piece of shattered glass. I'm letting out the heavy ghosts, I'm letting in the cold, watching all the devastating history unfold. I know the music breaks my heart, but I can't stop tomorrow. When my hands are permanently glued onto the keys of sorrow. The sharps and flats are dangerous, they navigate the ache, a highly calculated map of every single break. I press the heavy pedal down to let the frequency bleed, a beautifully engineered and devastating need. I try to find a lighter scale, a sudden bright escape, but my fingers only memorize the heavy tragic shape of the melody you left behind the night you walked away. A permanently broken song that I am forced to play. You can lock the heavy doors and you can throw away the brass. You can try to put a barricade across the shattered glass, but sorrow doesn't need a lock when it lives inside the wood. And the music always finds a way to leave you exactly where you stood. And I'm playing on the keys of sorrow, unlocking all the pain. Slow and heavy tempo dripping down just like the rain. Every single ivory note is a door I shouldn't pass. Every single minor chord is a piece of shattered glass. I'm letting out the heavy ghosts, I'm letting in the cold, watching all the devastating history unfold. I know the music breaks my heart, but I can't stop tomorrow. When my hands are permanently glued onto the keys of sorrow. The keys of sorrow, the keys of sorrow. Unlocking the dark. The tempo slows down, the final note rings. Let the vibration fade. Close the wooden lid, lock it away. I thought our love was written in a bright and soaring sea, a grand and sweeping anthem meant for only you and me. We had the perfect tempo, we had the steady beat, a symphony of summer dancing barefoot in the street. But somewhere in the middle, the progression took a turn. I watched the sheet music catch a heavy spark and burn. The sunlight in the melody completely washed away and left me in the shadows where the sadder fingers play. And now I'm trapped inside the minor key of us, where all the golden promises are turning into rust. It's heavy melancholic sound, pulling all the high notes slowly down into the ground. There is no resolution, there is no happy end, just a flat and broken harmony I cannot comprehend. We went from a crescendo to a devastating hush, drowning in the sorrow of the minor key of us. I try to force my fingers back onto the brighter white, to manufacture morning in the middle of the night. But every time I strike a chord, it echoes with an ache, a localized acoustic of the heavy sudden break. You change the fundamental root of everything we built, and traded in the innocence for heavy, heavy guilt. I'm singing to an empty room, my voice is wearing thin, locked inside the octave where the heartbreak enters in. You can try to transpose it, you can move it up a step, you can try to wipe away the heavy tears I wept, but you cannot change the nature of a fundamentally broken chord when the dissonance is permanent and completely ignored. And now I'm trapped inside the minor key of us, where all the golden promises are turning into rust. It's a beautifully depressing, heavy melancholic sound, pulling all the high notes slowly down into the ground. There is no resolution, there is no happy end, just a flat and broken harmony I cannot comprehend. We went from a crescendo to a devastating hush, drowning in the sorrow of the minor key of us. The minor key pulling me down. The final chord strikes, it rings out in the dark, heavy and flat. Let it fade. Silence. Silence. The movers took the velvet couch, they boxed the heavy art, they carried out the furniture that used to hold my heart. They rolled away the woven rug and stripped the curtains down, and left the quiet architecture wearing a heavy frown. But standing in the center of the echoing hardwood floor is the heavy, polished instrument you didn't want anymore. Too heavy to transport, too difficult to move. A massive silent monument to what we couldn't prove. And I'm just a piano in the empty room, heavy sound will ring, but there is absolutely no one left to sit and hear it sing. I have all this heavy music, all this beauty I consume, but I'm just a silent piano in an empty hollow room. The sunlight hits the lacquer in a terrifying way, highlighting all the heavy dust where your hands used to play. I remember how the music used to bounce right off the walls, a brilliant heavy symphony that echoed down the halls. But the acoustics now are brutal, the reverberation sharp, like a violently abandoned heavy wooden harp, without the warmth of you around to soften off the tone. Every single note is just a heavy dropping stone. You can leave the heavy instrument, you can lock the heavy door, you can completely walk away from what we built before. But you cannot kill the heavy songs vibrating in the wood. They'll be waiting in the quiet, exactly where we stood. And I'm just a piano in the empty room, catching all the shadows in the afternoon gloom. The lid is heavy, the ivory is cold, holding on to melodies that never will be told. If you strike a single key, the heavy sound will ring, but there is absolutely no one left to sit and cheer it sing. I have all this heavy music, all this beauty I consume, but I'm just a silent piano in an empty hollow room. The sunlight fades out, the floorboards creak, no one comes to play heavy wood. Silence. Silence. The rhythm is stuttering right inside my chest, a heavy percussion that never gets to rest. I try to breathe deeply, I try to keep the time, but the heavy acoustic is completely out of line. You used to conduct me, you used to set the pace, a beautiful harmony in this quiet, empty space. But you dropped the baton and you walked right off the stage and left me vibrating in this heavy, broken cage. And I'm walking around with an out-of-tune heart, a violently beautiful, completely damaged The melody is warped and the tension is all wrong. I'm permanently stuck inside a devastating song. You tightened up the strings until they started to tear apart. Now I'm surviving with my out-of-tune heart. I smile at the strangers and I try to play it straight, hiding the dissonance of this heavy, heavy weight. But underneath the ribs, there's a terrifying sound, a twisted progression that is pulling me to ground. I press on the pedals, I try to mute the noise, to silence the echo of your heavy, distant voice. But the damage is structural, the pitch is permanently bent, a highly localized disaster of the time we spend. You can buy a tuning fork, you can tighten up the brass, you can try to fix an instrument made of wood and glass, but you cannot take a wrench to a heavy bleeding chest when the rhythm of the love has been permanently laid to rest. And I'm walking around with an out-of-tune heart, a violently beautiful, completely damaged part. It's beating too short and it's beating too fast, and no amount of medicine can ever fix that. The melody is warped and the tension is all wrong. I'm permanently stuck inside a devastating song. You tightened up the strings until they started to tear apart, and now I'm surviving with my out-of-tune heart. An out-of-tune heart. The rhythm is broken, beating too fast, beating too slow. The pitch is dropping, losing the time. Silence. The heavy smoke is clearing out across the freezing stream. I'm waking up completely from a terrifying dream. I'm standing on the riverbank, the ash is falling down. A microscopic snowstorm completely covering the ground. We struck the heavy match because we wanted to be right. We wanted the explosion and we wanted all the light. But the timber was too dry and the gasoline was poured, and we violently dismantled every promise we adored. And now we're staring at the ashes of the bridge we burned, a devastating lesson that we finally had to learn. I can see you in the distance on the absolutely opposite side, separated by the current of our heavy, heavy pride. It was a beautiful connection made of iron and of wood, but we set fire to the architecture exactly where we stood. I'm reaching out my heavy hand, but the structure is overtorn, trapped forever in the smoke of the bridge we burned. I remember how the fire looked so brilliant in the dark, a mesmerizing violence that started from a spark. We threw our heavy memories right into the glowing heat, watching the destruction from our perfectly safe retreat. But the flames got out of hand and the temperature got high, and the heavy wooden pillars started falling from the sky. I thought that we could stop it, I thought we had control, but the fire didn't stop until it swallowed up the whole. You can try to swim the river, you can try to breathe the cold, you can try to fight the current of the history we told, but the water is too heavy and the distance is too vast, and you cannot walk across the burning embers of the past. And now we're staring at the ashes of the bridge we burned, a devastating lesson that we finally had to learn. I can see you in the distance on the absolutely opposite side, separated by the current of our heavy, heavy pride. It was a beautiful connection, made of iron and of wood, but we set fire to the architecture, exactly where we stood. I'm reaching on my heavy hand, but the structure is overturned, trapped forever in the smoke of the bridge we burned. Bridge we burned, nothing but the ash. The fire is finally out, the river keeps moving, we can't cross over. Walk away in the dark, silence. The heavy velvet curtains have been completely pulled away. The stagehands took the lighting and they didn't want to stay. I'm sitting on the wooden bench, my hands upon my knees, listening to the quiet wind blow right through the trees. There isn't any audience, there isn't any sound, just the heavy architecture pulling down into the ground. I was supposed to sing for you, I memorized the part, but now I'm entirely swallowed by the blackness in my heart. And I'm playing a solo in the dark, without a single spark, singing to the shadows of a beautiful dead mark. My fingers find the heavy keys without a guide to see, trapped inside a devastating pitch black symphony. It was supposed to be our triumph, a brilliant glowing room, but you took all the electricity and left me in the tomb. I'm pouring out my heavy soul, but I have missed the mark, just a girl left bleeding, playing solo in the dark. Close my eyes and try to vividly picture your face, to project a little warmth into this terrifying space. I press the heavy pedal and I let the frequency ring, hoping that the vibration will somehow make you sing. But the acoustics in the darkness are incredibly severe. Every single note just emphasizes fear. A massive empty auditorium of things we left unsaid, echoing completely inside my heavy, tired head. You can practice all the scales and you can memorize the sheet. You can try to bring the rhythm down right into your feet, but a performance is a tragedy when no one pays the cost, and the music is just evidence of everything you lost. And I'm playing a solo in the dark without a single spark, singing to the shadows of a beautiful dead mark. My fingers find the heavy keys without a guide to see, trapped inside a devastating pitch black symphony. It was supposed to be our triumph, a brilliant glowing room, but you took all the electricity and left me in the tomb. I'm pouring out my heavy soul, but I have missed the mark. Just a girl left bleeding, playing solo in the dark. No one here to listen. The final note rings. It hits the back wall. It doesn't come back. Let the blackness and silence. The heavy velvet curtain rises on the empty stage. I'm staring at the lyrics written right across the page. There's a microphone beside me, completely wrapped in wire, waiting for the second voice to reignite the fire. I take a heavy breath and I begin the opening line, singing out the promises that used to feel so fine. But the moment comes for you to step into the heavy light, and there is nothing but the shadows of a terrifying night. And I'm singing a duet for one, carrying the heavy weight, trying to harmonize completely with a devastated fate. I'm jumping from the melody right down into the bass, trying to physically occupy your beautifully empty space. It takes a massive amount of air to sing for two broken hearts, to memorize the silences and play both of the parts. The audience is weeping, but the tragedy is done. I'm just a lonely girl singing a heavy duet for one. I reach my left hand out into the cold and empty air, a muscle memory of when I used to hold you there. We used to blend so perfectly, a single heavy sound. But now my solitary voice is crashing to the ground. I hit it in a beautifully lit tune. You can turn the heavy reverb up, you can manipulate the track, you can try to use the echoes just to bring the feeling back. But you cannot fake the chemistry that happens in the chest when the other half of the harmony is permanently laid to rest. And I'm singing a duet for one, carrying the heavy weight, trying to harmonize completely with a devastated fate. I'm jumping from the melody right down into the bass, trying to physically occupy your beautifully empty space. It takes a massive amount of air to sing for two broken hearts, to memorize the silences and play both of the parts. The audience is weeping, but the tragedy is done. I'm just a lonely girl singing a heavy duet for one. A duet for one. Duet for one. A duet for one. The track fades down, I drop the microphone. No one takes a bow, walk off the stage. Silence. The house is completely empty and the television's black, but my mind is quietly queuing up another heavy track. I'm lying on the mattress, staring straight up at the ceiling, trying to anesthetize this terrifying feeling. The intro starts with everything I didn't say to you, a beautifully orchestrated, heavy shade of blue. I try to press the stop button, I try to cut the wire, but the heavy overtones are only climbing higher. Now I'm listening to the heavy chorus of regret, a violently repeating loop I never will forget. It's singing all the heavy words I threw into the dark, a localized acoustic of a violently missed mark. The voices are compounding, harmonizing with the ache, reminding me of every single devastating break. I'm trapped inside the melody, the volume has been set, drowning in the echo of the chorus of regret. I try to play a different song to drown the voices out, to manufacture quiet in the middle of the doubt. But the acoustics of a broken heart are incredibly severe. They amplify the heavy things you do not want to hear. The verses are my heavy pride, the bridge is my mistake, a can isolate the noise. You can try to use the distance to completely crush the voice, but regret is an acoustic that is built into the bone. And the heavy, heavy music always follows you alone. And now I'm listening to the heavy chorus of regret, a violently repeating loop I never will forget. It's singing all the heavy words I threw into the dark, a localized acoustic of a violently missed mark. The voices are compounding, harmonizing with the ache, reminding me of every single devastating break. I'm trapped inside the melody, the volume has been set, drowning in the echo of the chorus of regret. The chorus of regret, it never fades out. The loop starts over, the voices get louder. Close my eyes, just listen. Silence never comes. The heavy bridge is over, and the climax is completely done. We play the final chorus, and we watch the setting sun. But you didn't cut the power, and you didn't stop the track. You just slowly started walking, and you never looked right back. You left the heavy sequencer running in the empty room, a highly calculated dying in the middle of the gloom. I'm watching all the audio levels dropping to the floor, realizing you don't wanna hear the music anymore. And now I'm fading out the outro, turning down the dial, watching the completely devastating ending of your smile. The volume is decaying and the frequency is low, a beautifully agonizing, heavy way to go. Oh, I'm trapped inside the decibels, waiting for the end, watching all the heavy broken frequencies descend. It takes a massive toll to watch the music slowly bleed. Fading out the outro is the torture that I didn't need. The bassline drops away and the percussion finally quits. I'm sitting in the studio surrounded by the bits of a masterpiece we started but we didn't want to save, a localized acoustic of a heavy quiet grave. You are dialing down the presence, pulling out the plug, sweeping all the heavy broken history underneath the rug. I try to boost the signal, I try to raise the gain, but the heavy, heavy silence is completely washing out the rain. You can try to mute the channel, you can try to cut the feed, you can slowly pull the fader down and violently secede, but a slow fade is a poison that is built into the track, and it's the absolute most painful way to never give it back. Now I'm fading out the outro, turning down the dial, watching the completely devastating ending of the resonance. Fader hits the bottom, absolute zero. Silence. I fought my way up through the heavy freezing mud, tracing the rhythm of the water in my blood. I built a sanctuary on the surface of the lake, a beautifully blooming heart, entirely for your sake. I opened up my petals to the heavy silver moon, believing that your sunlight would be arriving very soon. But the water turned to ice, and the atmosphere got cold, and I was left completely stranded in the story that we told. And I'm crying the heavy tears of the lotus, a beautiful disaster that you didn't even notice. I rose above the darkness just to give you all my light, but you violently abandoned me in the middle of the night. The petals are collapsing, falling heavy on the stream, a highly calculated ending to a beautifully built dream. I'm sinking in the water where the heavy shadows bend, drowning in the tears of the lotus at the end. I thought our roots were tangled in the absolute deep, a heavy, heavy promise that we swore we'd always keep. You told me I was brilliant, a highly sacred thing, a solitary flower that could make the rivers sing. But you reached out with a heavy blade and cut across the stem, leaving me completely severed, like a broken, useless gem. The gravity is pulling at the delicate design, erasing every boundary of what was yours and mine. You can try to pull the blossom right out of the heavy tide. You can try to use the distance just to conquer and divide, but a flower cannot survive when it's taken from the source. And the heartbreak is a river running on a violent course. And now I'm crying the heavy tears of the lotus, a beautiful disaster that you didn't even notice. I rose above the darkness just to give you all my light, but you violently abandoned me in the middle of the night. The petals are collapsing, falling heavy on the street, a highly calculated ending to a beautifully built dream. I'm sinking in the water where the heavy shadows bend, drowning in the tears of the lotus at the end. The tears of the lotus, sinking in the dark. The pink petals fall, the water ripples out, pulled beneath the surface, washing away. Silence. Silence. heavy closet door is slightly hanging off the track. I'm staring at the velvet and the satin in the back. It still has all the paper tags completely hanging down. A beautifully devastating heavy silver gown. I bought it for the anniversary we didn't reach. A highly calculated vision walking on the beach. But the calendar just stopped and all the heavy colors bled. And now it's just a ghost hanging by the empty bed. And I'm crying for the beautiful dress I never wore, a monument to everything we couldn't be no more. It's woven out of promises and heavy, heavy thread, a physical reminder of the heavy words you said. It's waiting beautifully lit room, but the closet is a quiet and highly curated tomb. I'm completely devastated, staring at the closet door, mourning for the heavy silver dress I never wore. I try to run my fingers right across the heavy silk, a blinding shade of white that looks exactly like the milk. I memorized the exact look that I wanted on your face, a heavy, silent door filling up the empty space. But you called me on a Tuesday and you tore the fabric down. You didn't even let me show you the amazing gown. You canceled all the reservations, took the heavy flight, and left me with the dress that only occupies the night. You can buy the most expensive fabric woven on the earth. You can try to use the is just a tragedy, completely made of thread. When the person you are dressing for has permanently fled. And I'm crying for the beautiful dress I never wore, a monument to everything we couldn't be no more. It's woven out of promises and heavy, heavy thread, a physical reminder of the heavy words you said. It's waiting in the darkness for a beautifully lit room, but the closet is a quiet and highly curated tomb. I'm completely devastated, staring at the closet door, mourning for the heavy silver dress I never wore. The dress I never wore. Close the closet door, turn off the bedroom light, leave the silver in the dark, never put it on. Silence. The heavy shadows stretch across the freezing bedroom floor. staring at the handle of the completely locked white door. The clock is ticking softly, a devastating sound, while the architecture of us is crumbling to the ground. I pull the heavy blanket up exactly too much and trying to lock the terrifying empty quiet in. You used to whisper softly just to close my heavy eyes, but now I have to manufacture my own alibis. And I'm singing the last lullaby to put the ghost to sleep, a highly calculated promise that I finally have to keep. I'm rocking all the heavy, broken memories in the dark, trying to extinguish every single lingering spark. The melody is gentle, but the lyrics are so cold. A beautifully agonizing story growing old. I'm burying the history, letting the shadows fly, crying in the echo of the heavy last lullaby. I try to hit the pitch perfectly to soothe the heavy ache, to anesthetize the violent and calculate a break. I remember how your heavy chest would rise and slowly fall, a localized sanctuary right inside this heavy wall. But the mattress is an island and the ocean is so wide, and there isn't any current that can bring you to my side. I have to be the mother to my own completely shattered heart, and sing it into dreaming before the tearing rips apart. You can buy the softest pillows, you can turn the lighting low, you can try to use the heavy dark to let the sorrow go, but sleep is just a terrifying hostage to the past, when the heavy, heavy waking up is guaranteed to last. And I'm singing the last lullaby to put the ghost to sleep, a highly calculated promise that I finally have to keep. I'm rocking all the heavy, broken memories in the dark, trying to extinguish every single lingering spark. The melody is gentle, but the lyrics are so cold. A beautifully agonizing story growing old. I'm burying the history, letting the shadows fly, crying in the echo of the heavy last lullaby. The last lullaby, the last lullaby. Close my heavy eyes, the singing slowly stops, the breathing finally slows, the room goes completely black, drifting off side